Welcome back to the Up and Down matches. We are potentially at our final 4 sets here that will decide who gets into Code S. But the thing is, things are so close right now that we may have some tiebreakers.
Exactly. There could a lot of stuff happen still. Every single player has a chance of advancing to Code S at this point, and all of them have still to be afraid of dropping down, therefore, of course.
Now, here's the current score. Flash leading the group at 2-1, but he is the only player besides Supernova to have played 3 games. So we've got these 3 players in the center of Ryung, Seed, and Sirius that still have a lot of playing to do. And even though Supernova trails the group at the last place, he still could potentially get in. It's not up to him, though. It's based on other tiebreakers that will occur based on other players' performances.
Exactly. There are a lot of possible scenarios that we have. Even the next game doesn't determine a lot because it all comes down to what players, as for example Sirius, do. There are still 3 players that have only 2 games, and it's going to be important if one of them or 2 of them are able to reach 3 wins. That's what we are going to wait for here. The next game is going to be Ryung against Seed. Seed has to play against another Protoss player. Earlier in his first game, Terran player of course. Earlier in this first game, he lost to Flash, and then later on he was able to defeat Supernova. So this time he is up against the last Terran that he has to face today. He's concentrating on the game once more. Ryung, though, we just saw him lose against Sirius a few seconds ago. So he is currently at a 1-1 score as well. The map is going to be Cloud Kingdom.
That is, and you know, I feel like Ryung is a little bit weak to all-ins in this matchup. I've seen him die in those several times. We'll see if Seed wants to capitalize on that. It's going to be a tough match for both players regardless. And Seed, by the way, I didn't mention this yet, but he is back in black. I'm sure a lot of you guys know his hair is back to black. He's taking it back old school style. Doesn't want to use that dyed hair version anymore. Ryung's hair on the other end is starting to get a little bit darker itself. He's had that dyed a long time ago, finally starting to come all the way through.
Yeah, the hair just matches his mood, I feel. Dark days for Slayers, and so the hair is just getting a little bit darker as well. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, this is the GSL Up and Downs for Season 5 of Code S 2012 Castback Outer Rumble.
And the game is live. To the bottom left of the map we have the Terran. He starts for Slayers. Lost to Sirius. Was able to win against Supernova. Now he's up against the Protoss in his 3rd matchup today. We have
Slayers Ryung.
Slayers Ryung. At this point in the group we could actually have a 5-way tie, which is quite interesting. Not quite sure that's going to happen. Even whoever loses here still has a shot at Code S. It's not over yet, but if you want to do it without the help of other players, you have to win this game. Cloud Kingdom, to the top right, we have the LGIM Protoss, a former GSL champion. It is
LGIM Seed.
There's the 13 gate. Everyone is 13 gating right now in this matchup, it seems. Now, Ryung has taken a gas, and this is interesting because Ryung does not normally play like this in this matchup. I wonder what his plan is going to be with this. He may decide to go for Siege Tank play. We're going to have the 2-2 gas build for Seed. But Siege Tank play is quite strong on this map. It could also be for that Hellion build with the Proxy Starport, or even the Starport in the main. Doing that drop really puts Protoss players behind a lot of the time. I'm curious about this.
Yeah. Right now we have the probe. Oh, might actually be able to... that was close.
Yeah.
For a second I really thought he would try to go to the top left immediately, and then with a proper reaction from Ryung.
He must not have been paying attention.
Yeah, he just automatically moved it in there with an A move, I guess. A move attack to attack the SCV if he encounters it, and that's what happened. So right now we have Cybernetics Core coming up. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game here. As mentioned before, even if you lose in this game, in the situation that we have in the group, you're not necessarily out. A game that is much more important later on for the participants will be the next match between Supernova and Sirius, because if Sirius takes this, then Supernova is out. Supernova has won against Flash, but he lost twice already. So if he wants to head into a potential tiebreaker situation, he needs to win another game.
Caldor, look at this chrono energy on the Nexus. He's got almost 80.
Oh, and
now he doubled chronos on his Gateway and his Cybernetics Core. But this is all shown to Ryung. He knows exactly what's been chronoed now. Doesn't necessarily mean he's safe, but because he's going for a tech build, he's probably not too worried.
And Ryung is getting the second gas. Getting double gas, getting the reactor now.
Twilight Council comes up for Seed. It looks like he may have Blink in the plans. Could also be for Dark Templar and Expand as well.
He has double gas at this point, so he could be both. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's definitely not what I expected from Seed in this matchup, but I like it. I like that we have to have mixing it up here a little bit, trying to be aggressive.
You know, I talked about Ryung being a little bit weak to all-ins. I remember, I think this was in the Up&Downs. It may have also been in the third round of Code A. This was against Tassadar on Xel'Naga Fortress. There was a super long game between him and Tassadar, where Tassadar went Blink Stalkers, and Ryung barely didn't hold, but it was a long game, and the all-in just continued, and eventually he was able to overwhelm him. Maybe Seed's going to do something similar here. No Blink just yet.
But he gets the robotics, and there's the Blink upgrade. He wants to have the Observer for the high ground vision. And Ryung, on the other hand, now with the Tech Lab, so he might go into the Banshee later on. He gets the Hellions first.
Yeah, the way these two builds collide is oftentimes ironic, because if you get the Hellions on the main base while the Prost is out trying to do that pressure, doesn't have anything at home, you might just win the game because you kill too much of his production, kill too many of his harvesters. But the same can be said if the Hellions are out of position, they can't get in the main base, you attack first, and then you can warp in Stalkers at home. Anything is possible. This is going to be a really funny game that we're about to witness.
Yeah, the Medivac is now being built, but the Starport is in a position where he will then switch over to the Tech Lab, and it has potentially his first Banshee. This is going to be a really interesting match. The Stalker here has to pay attention. It actually looks like it's going to die.
Yeah, it definitely will. One more volley and boom.
Bye-bye. He didn't really see the Medivac. He has the Observer out though.
Now he knows about the Hellion play though, and he can stay at home with the Stalkers. He can Blink later.
His Blink isn't really done. Cloak is being researched for Ryung. The worst case scenario for Ryung would be a Blink beneath the Medivac and then just a focus. If he's able to get that, that would be amazing. Is he setting the trap though?
I don't think he will. He may.
There he is.
It's too late.
Yeah, he blinks in and he starts to work at the
He needs to target the probes though. Now he does it. Pretty good split here by Seed though, in fact. He only killed 4 harvesters, and he's going to lose the Medivac.
Brilliant defense by Seed. Really well done. Kills the Medivac, all 4 Hellions, only loses 4 of his probes. This was so worth it. A great move here by him. And now we have at the bottom of the map a pylon, a forward pylon for Seed who warps in additional Stalkers. His Stalker count is currently up at 10. He has the Overseer for the vision. If there is no scan for Ryung that kills the Overseer, the Observer.
Right, the Observer.
Then he has the high ground vision and can just jump on the high ground.
He needs to be so careful with that Observer though. He cannot lose it. If he loses it, he's going to lose his only advantage in this game.
Oh my god,
he blinks in.
Mode is not done, the tank is down! And I guess this is about it.
Well,
on the other hand, Seed he's down in supply, but look at how much damage he deals.
The bunker is a problem here. He needs to get those other Marines in. He does not.
No.
And I just don't think he can hold here. There's nothing to stop him. He just targets down Marines, then blinks away from the SCVs. He should be fine.
Yeah, Seed just says no. Their bunker is not manned anymore. He takes down too many harvesters. The SCV count is now down to 16. We have another tank at the top of the map. There's a Banshee trying to put a bit of aggression onto the mineral line of Seed. The tank is dead. More Stalkers into the main base. The harvester count down to 9.
He needs 1 more Stalker at home to deal with the Banshee. This is still
He doesn't have the resources.
Yeah?
He does not have the resources. Now he can warp in another one.
GG.
GG. C takes the game against Ryung, is 2-1 in the group. Ryung down.
Now, no matter how many SCV or how many probes he kills with that Banshee, he's not going to be able to keep his orbital alive. He doesn't have Cloak. And he'll never be able to fight the Stalkers. That was a very unfortunate position for Ryung. He's very weak to all-ins in that matchup. That's something I've noticed for a really long time about him, as I'm sure everybody has. He can play the late game, but when it comes down to early pressure, even if he's the one putting it on himself, he can't quite hold against some of these aggressive builds like Blink Stalker Observer.
So, heading into the next game, the situation in the group is as follows. Flash and Seed with exactly the same record. 2 wins, 1 loss, but Flash won against Seed earlier. Supernova and Ryung, both of them 1 win, 2 losses.
And the next match is going to be between Sirius and Supernova. Sirius is 1-1, Supernova at 1-2. He needs to win this match if he wants to have any chance of advancing. Put himself at 2-2. That'll put Sirius at 1-2, and then he'll have to play against Seed later on, so there could be some ties. If Sirius wins against Supernova, he'll win the direct comparison when they tie there.
And Supernova already lost against Ryung, another potential player he could tie with. Well, Cloud Kingdom is the map now for Terran versus Zerg. Supernova, he looks ready. Sirius, maybe a little bit nervous. In the first game, he didn't look too good. In the second one, with a bit of a weird game, the awkward game that we saw in Whirlwind with his Roach aggression, that was quite interesting, where he was able to overwhelm Ryung. Now he's up against Supernova, the third Terran player in the group. Let's see what's going to happen here.
See if he can do it. Supernova definitely wants that NST award. Sirius has brought a lot of Epic's Open teammates to the studio here, cheering him on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's loaded.
Yeah, map is loaded. This is the GSL Up&Downs. Supernova up against Sirius. Games brought to you by Carl and Wolf.